When you have that kind of gratitude, you have power, right? You literally have strength. You've got strength to turn your relationship around. You got the power to change your family, and you have the power. When you are a gracious person, you have gratitude for what you have, gratitude for other people. You change the entire environment, and if you're not careful, you change the entire culture of everything you're around.
Okay, Dr. Mike on the beach, he does it again. He gets us to say,
every time.
I need to do that.
That's right.
And so the whole area of gratitude, you know, after the honeymoon period.
First we got to say who we have
Oh,
with us.
okay. Who do we have with us?
We got Mike and Diane. We have Eric and Kara, the
Okay.
kitchen couples. Yeah. You know who they are. So anyway.
And so, you know, the first, few years of marriage, you kind of think about that because you're really appreciating every little thing because it's so fresh and new, and you say, oh, thank you for doing that. Yeah. Then busyness, life sets in, maybe kids and the schedule, and you kind of take each other for granted and you just don't say thanks as much as you used to.
Gets stale.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we do marriage seminars across the country all the time, and we hear from couples. You would be surprised how many couples, when you talk to them just generally about their relationship, there's so many complaints and not a lot of gratitude, not a lot of thankfulness for what they have in their spouse. And so what I hear Dr. Mike saying is we have to be deliberate to say, okay, look for things to be thankful for, and then let our spouse know that we're thankful for those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Diane was always wonderful that when I came home, she let me in on the secret a little bit later, but I didn't know every time I came home she would be dressed, right? She didn't have a work permit, so here she was. She had gone to school for business. She worked at a bank, and then she got her license to be a hairdresser as well, and then she comes here and she can't do any of that stuff, and so she's at home, and she always came and she greeted me at the door, and she was dressed, and she said, sometimes she says, I always had you call me on the way home because that's when I would make sure I was dressed before you came. So I didn't know all the details, but just that consideration and constantly saying, I appreciate what you do, I appreciate who you are.
It's so true. Yeah. And that was a tip that I got from my mom. Right? She was like, always do your best and look your best for your husband, because he is the most important person. And when he comes home, you need to be there, you need to be dressed. You don't need to have on a robe and have on your hair undone. She says, you look your best when he walks in the door. And I've always tried to do that because I think it's so important, because like you said, our spouse, that's the most important person in our life, right?
That's right. Now, I was a stay-at-home mom for many, many years. And so I know that it can get pretty hairy throughout the day looking after kids. I used to babysit other people's kids too. And so, but yeah, to take those last 10 minutes even, just to freshen up a little, it makes you feel better. And then the whole house seems to run a lot smoother if you're feeling better. And then your relationship, just better.
No, absolutely. And with Eric and I, every morning that we are home alone together, when we have the off days, Eric will always make me breakfast, and I'm always so thankful for that because I don't have to do it, but it's so easy to overlook that. After a while, you just get used to it, and you're like, okay, Eric's just going to do it now. But it's important to take some time and say thank you for that, because he didn't have to do that, but thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
No, it's good.
I love what Dr. Mike was saying about sending the text message.
Yes.
Right? If you can't write it, but the text message, right? And I remember at one point I would send him text messages, and he'd go all day, and I'd look at my phone waiting for him to respond to my message, right? And then he'd come home and nothing, and finally, did you get my text message? Oh yeah, I did get it. That was so sweet. I forgot. I mean, and I'm like, I need you to respond. Like I'm trying something here. Like respond to me, right? So
This was at the beginning of technology.
Exactly,
I didn't even know how to text, right? And so you actually had to push because it wasn't just one letter
not
for
tech-savvy.
Just that was when you had the A, B, and C on the same number. I just couldn't figure it all out. But of course, those are excuses, right? So excuses are like belly buttons. Everyone's got one, and none of them are any good, right? Yeah. So don't make excuses. So I maybe just wanted just a quick encouragement for us to when you have that kind of gratitude, you have power, right? You literally have strength. You've got strength to turn your relationship around. You got the power to change your family, and you have the power. When you are a gracious person, you have gratitude for what you have, gratitude for other people. You change the entire environment, and if you're not careful, you change the entire culture of everything you're around, be it at home, at work, in community. Gratitude is power.
It is.
Thankful heart. Yeah.
So, well, let's take Dr. Mike up on his challenge. And if it's not the journal, try the text, as everyone probably has a phone. And just that little message of thanks, even one thing, I'm sure you can come up with one thing each day that you're thankful for.
Absolutely. And make a point, not even texting, but something we used to do a long time ago that we should resurrect is the notes. We would leave little love notes all over the house, just saying, thank you.
I'm still finding them all.
Thank you.
Ones I never found.
But it's another good way to do it. Not just text messages, but writing notes and putting in the
Whatever
car,
works for you.
on the
Whatever
bathroom
works for
mirror.
you.
Exactly. And then your family, your children will see that you're thankful for each other. And then they'll know that's kind of a good way to create an atmosphere in the home that's loving and that is peaceful. And they'll take that with them into their own homes as well. So that's something to
So
do.
true.
Yeah, our youngest daughter actually wrote a note the other day to a visitor who was staying with us, and the visitor then wrote a whole note to every
Everyone
member
in the
of our
house.
family, right? And just how that passes, graciousness is,
contagious.
It's contagious.
That's
Well,
right.
that's what I was going to say, because anger is contagious, and unthankful heart is contagious, but a thankful heart is contagious as well. Yeah.
I never thought that I would enjoy cleaning the family room or tidying up the kitchen, but because Kara works so hard, like some weeks she works 7 days a week, I find myself like I want to clean up this area so when she gets home she'll be like, oh wow, he does appreciate me. And so even acts of service is a kind of a way that I find that I've
That's it.
Heard
been
about
thankful.
I heard about one couple that she felt taken advantage of, all the stuff she does around the house, and so the one day the husband came home from work, and the house was a mess. The kids were all kind of running around and dirty. The kitchen was full of dishes, and everything was a mess. And he said, "What's going on? There's something wrong. Where's my wife?" And he goes up the stairs, and there's clothes all over, and he's trying to figure out what's the deal. He's getting worried about it. He goes into the bedroom, and there she is, sitting in bed, reading a book. She looks up with the biggest smile on her face. He goes, "Dear, what happened? What's going on? You okay?" Well, and she said, "Well, you always ask me what I do all day with my time. Well, today I didn't do it." Yeah. So maybe that reminds him to say thank you once in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been good.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us. Stick around because there's more Better Us to come.